My name is Boyd Emmerich from the Association of Peak Trail Riders and Overlander Trail Tours, just talking about water erosion and the effects it has on the trails in the Peak District. This particular trail is very near to Hollinsclough on the top of the hill, and its construction is gritstone with sand and mud in between holding it together. This is a flat section and is fairly smooth, as you can see, and will probably never need repairing. We'll now go to the other end of the trail. At the other end of the trail, with a slight more slope down towards me now, the sand in between the rocks has been washed away, revealing larger chunks of rock. Some are quite big. That in turn has been washed onto the road, and further down there's quite a lot of sand on the road. Here's another trail near Hollinsclough. This is a rather flat section, although it's starting to go downhill. There's quite a lot of mud and a good surface, and the water's run off to the right, slightly digging it out. Let's go to the other end. Here we are at the other end of the small trail near Hollinsclough, and this is a very steep decline towards the camera, and you can see now with the increased angle, some heavy rain recently has been moving some very large rocks and stones. Clearly showing that water is extremely powerful and damaging. Even moving this rock, which I'm going to take home and weigh, moved by water. I'm now standing at the top of Washgate, which on the flat section at the top, and there's quite a bit of sand around and mud. The trail will never need repairing up here, but it's another story if you start to look down the hill. The moment the incline starts, large rocks move down the hill, taking the trail down to bedrock. And that is all about water. There's not much loose stuff up here because it's all been washed down to the bottom. Let's go and have a look. I'm now halfway down the rock steps at Washgate, and I've noticed as I've walked down that there are more and more loose stones. Because the further down we go, the more the loose stuff accumulates at the bottom, where it's been washed by countless storms and heavy rain we're so familiar with in the Peak District. So what you end up with is extremely large rocks that have been washed down the trail due to water. So here I am now back at home, only about a couple of miles from the trails I've been looking at, and I'm going to weigh that rock I found before returning it to its rightful position, because no rocks were harmed in the making of this film. But let's see what it weighs. .6 kilograms. Quite heavy. What does all this prove? I think it proves that with an incline, the steeper the better, and fast flowing water, that that you can move very large pieces of rock. The one I've sampled was by no means the biggest one. It was one of many. And this effect can be shown not only on byways and unclassified county roads, but on all kinds of different trails from footpaths to bridleways. This is Boyd Emmerich in the heart of the Peak District on the 25th of June 2015.